Hi, and welcome to this vocabulary lesson because we are going to look at synonyms, collocations in context, and words that belong in the word family. I hope you'll stick around with me every single day, learn these 3,000 words with me. Entirely, entirely. Entire is all of it, 100%. That's why I have this 100% sign. But entirely is the adverb. And how does that work? So entirely means to the full extent or fully. It can mean quite, utterly, all, even, exactly, thoroughly. But we use entirely, I would especially use entirely with a negative. I would say that's not entirely true. If I say, well, that's not entirely true, it's a nice way for me to say, I think you're wrong, but I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong. So I might say, oh, it's not entirely true. It's mostly true, but not entirely true. So I would put it in a negative to emphasize the positive part of, to kind of soften my disagreement. Let's look at some examples. Entirely with an adjective is a strong agreement. I'm entirely certain that she will arrive on time. To be entirely certain means I'm 100% sure. If I say I'm not entirely certain, then it shows that I have just a little bit of doubt. I'm not entirely certain. So I'm entirely certain is complete confidence. It's formal and it's emphatic. So entirely with a negative shows polite disagreement. Your conclusion is not entirely correct. This is a polite way to say that something is partly wrong without sounding harsh. And I would most often use the word entirely with this not construction. That's entirely different. Living in a small town is an entirely different experience from living in a large city. To say something is entirely different means that I am showing a strong contrast, and I'm going to explain the contrast in the next thing that I say. Living in a small town is entirely different from living in a large city. The success of the project depends entirely on effective communication. To entirely depend on. And I want you to notice that in this example, we've got the word entirely after the verb, but before the preposition. Depend on is actually phrasal verb, and I've put entirely between the two parts of the phrasal verb. Interesting. What would it mean if I say the success of the project entirely depends on effective communication? If I put it before, it's a nuanced difference. The success of the project entirely depends on effective communication. You can say it that way. It's more common to say depends entirely on. And when I put it here, then I'm emphasizing the entirely. We've split the verb. This shows complete reliance on the factor. Entirely plus a personal choice. Whether you attend the event is entirely your choice. Entirely your choice emphasizes personal freedom. It's on you. It's completely you. So entirely is the same as completely. This is completely your choice. I am entirely certain. I am entirely certain is a strong confidence. It's not entirely clear. Now we've got entirely with a negative. It's a polite uncertainty. That's an entirely different matter. This is a strong contrast. This is completely different from what you're talking about. That's an entirely different matter. The outcome depends entirely on you. This shows complete responsibility. And the decision is entirely yours. It's your personal freedom. You have it all. Native speakers frequently use not entirely. It softens criticism and expresses uncertainty in a polite way. So where you will mostly use or hear the word entirely is with the negative. I'm not entirely sure. That means I'm about 90% sure, but I'm willing to give a little bit of space, disagreement. Or I don't entirely agree with you. That means I don't agree with you, but I'm making it polite. The opposite of entirely is partially. So entire is all, and partial is some or part. The noun of entirely is entirety, no verb. Adjective is entire, and the adverb is entirely. Entirely. I really hope that you enjoyed this word. Research shows that if you know 3,000 words, then you can pretty much say anything you need to say. I hope I'll see you tomorrow, and please like and subscribe.